right, so this is a knife tour of all the knives that I own. Nobody asked for this, but I figured I would do it anyways. And I assume I'll get like 7 likes on this video, so not really sure why I'm wasting my time with this anyways. But all right, so this is my Shun 8-inch chef's knife. This is my everyday workhorse. I use this for pretty much everything. It's stainless steel. This thing is pretty fucking awesome. It's like a light wood handle. I'll try and find all the links for all of these, but probably not gonna happen. 8-inch Shun chef's knife. I don't know what kind of steel it is specifically, but it's stainless steel. I use this for everything from chopping veggies to deboning chicken to slicing steak. It's super pretty looking. This is what they do, I don't know. It looks beautiful and it's really not that expensive. I think it was like $150. I've had it for 3 years and it keeps a great edge for stainless steel, and it is just an amazing knife all around. If I would recommend any knife to anybody, it would hands down be this knife. Again, Shun 8-inch chef's knife, stainless steel. Next knife is my Zwilling. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're a pretty popular company. I think they're German. Yeah, German. It is Vier steel. Don't know what that means. It's also stainless steel. This is a small paring knife, maybe 3 inches. If that's 3 inches, then I'm screwed. But this thing is super sharp. It's great for really delicate work. Again, doesn't rust easily because it's stainless steel. I think I paid $60 for this at Macy's or something like that. All around great paring knife. I'll stick with the paring knives. I have 3 paring knives. This paring knife, the Zwilling one is the one I use the most. This is a paring knife that my girlfriend got for me in Italy when we were in Italy together. It's also stainless steel. It's Aussie stainless steel. I don't really know anything about the types of steel, but this one is more specific, has a more specific use. As you can see, it's kind of pinched in a little bit. This would be, I hold it on the tip like this. I'm always just the tip. And then you can kind of like peel your vegetables like this. This one I don't use that often. Again, this is a specific use paring knife. It's a super long handle. Again, I like to hold it like that. It makes it a lot easier for me. But this one's great. I think my girlfriend paid like 20 euros or whatever they use in Italy. I honestly don't remember. And then this one I paid a good amount for, but this is a custom paring knife. It's one of one. I will tag the guy who made it for me in the caption of this video. He's an awesome blacksmith, ironsmith. Don't really know what they're called nowadays. But I'm glad to see that profession is coming back. This thing is carbon steel, so it's super strong. It does rust though, so I don't use it as often. Again, this is custom made. I gotta choose every single piece of this knife. Also, coincidentally, the guy who made this knife, his brother is one of my favorite country music artists. Benjamin Dakota Rogers, give him a listen. And also go follow that blacksmith. I think it's Ironworks or something. I'll tag him in the caption, but I wanted a long handle on this. I wanted a super dark mahogany wood. Don't know if it's mahogany. And then he had these gold studs put in. He forged it from carbon steel himself. He sent me photos along the process, and just what a cool experience to build a knife. I bought this about 2 years ago. It's just fucking awesome looking. So I'll tag the guy who made it, and I highly recommend checking them out because he's pretty awesome. And check his brother out too, he makes great music. Again, carbon steel, stainless steel, you can just wash with soap and water, it's not a problem. Carbon steel, every time you cut something, you wanna keep a rag like this around so you can wipe it. Otherwise, it will start to rust. I don't mean in 10, 15, 30 minutes. I mean in 10, 15, 30 seconds, it'll start to rust. I know that sounds serious. You can just clean the rust off. It's not a big deal unless the rust stays there for a while. But carbon steel keep an edge for way longer. Stainless steel is not as strong as carbon steel. So as you're cutting, the edge will dull out over time. Carbon steel is a lot better at keeping a sharper edge. So that's why some people like to use it, but it is a lot more difficult to maintain. So it's the give and take. Also, I got this new Parker Asahi cutting board today for my birthday. It is really, really cool. It's a lot softer than the normal wood cutting boards, so it keeps the edge on your knife for way longer. It's also just a black cutting board, which is really cool. I've never really seen anything like that. It's not to brag, but it's the top of the line cutting board that they make, so I'm pretty hyped about it. But I will post some videos of me attempting to work on my knife scales. I'm really bad with knife scales, but you'll see this cutting board more often. I just got it literally today for my birthday. So next knife is this Dexter fillet knife. This was 15 or 20 bucks on Amazon. Everyone should buy a fillet knife. It helps you cut the bones out of things. You can fillet fish if you live down here in Florida. It's just all around a great knife, super cheap, super durable, just a plastic handle. You could put this in the dishwasher, but don't, because you'll kill your edge really fast. Don't put any knives in the dishwasher unless they're just like shitty steak knives that you don't care about. You'll destroy your knife over time. It's not worth it. But this thing's great, super easy to sharpen, stainless steel. It's just all around a great, easy knife, and it's $15 or $20. Next knife is pretty new. It's the Chopper King or something like that. It's a Chinese style cleaver. There's like a little Chinese logo on there. I think there's a dragon on there as well, some Chinese lettering. It's a plastic wood handle. This isn't that expensive of a knife. Again, stainless steel. I think I paid $55 for this thing, maybe $65, I'm not positive. It is massive. I mean, I don't have huge hands. I don't have huge anything besides a stomach, but this thing is massive compared to my hand. It's the size of my head, and I do have a pretty big head. This thing is stainless steel. Again, a workhorse. You can chop, I know it seems huge, but you can chop literally everything with this. I use it for veggies, meats. It's not for slamming bones. You're gonna break your knife doing that. You want a bone cleaver if you're gonna do that. This is actually a pretty delicate knife, even though it's heavy and sturdy. You just wanna be careful with this thing. Worst comes to worst, you chip it, you can always bring it to a knife shop, blacksmith, don't really know. And they'll fix it up for you for not that much money. But this thing's pretty awesome. I highly recommend everyone gets a cleaver as well. They're not expensive. And it's just pretty cool to, somebody walks into your kitchen and you're using this like murderous weapon. I don't know if I should say that, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. Damn, I actually have a lot of knives. All right, next knife is this one. I don't know the names of many of my knives. This one I got in Japan when I was there a year and a half ago. It's not custom, but it does have my name written down on that part. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm gonna put my hand like those girls creators do. It has my name down there in Chinese lettering. They do that in the shop when you go in. I think I paid about $100. If you were to order it from Japan, obviously it would be a lot more expensive, but I brought it back with me from Japan. This thing is sweet. It's a one-edged knife, as you can see on the back. There's no edge, you just have this edge here. Why am I like drenched in sweat? It's hot as shit in here. There's a ton of other Japanese lettering on here. I don't know what any of that says. I'm like pretty sure that says my name, but I'm not positive. It probably doesn't actually, but this thing's pretty awesome. This is for slicing sashimi, slicing meats. You really would take like a meat like that and get oh, I almost just cut my finger. It's a one-sided knife. There's one edge, so it helps you get that nice slice in it. You can't chop normal. I mean, you could, but it just won't come out the same way that like my Shun chef's knife would, just because it doesn't have two edges. So it's a one-edge knife. I've said that like 15 times. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. It's not an everyday use. I think I've used this like 5 times before. It's not that easy to use. It takes a little more skill. It's a little more technical, but it looks pretty awesome. So don't recommend getting one of those unless you're making sashimi all the time. All right, this one my brother got for me when he was in Japan the year before I went to Japan. This one, again, says my name on it, but the lettering on these look super different. So someone was lying. I'm not sure who. Probably they both don't say my name if I had to guess, and they just wrote something random. It also is Japanese on this side. Ooh, that lettering looks the same. That could be my name. Or they wrote like Fatty on, they both had the same idea to write Fatty on the knife. Who knows, it's possible. But this one is pretty cool. Again, carbon steel, stainless steel, carbon steel. You can see the difference in the two. This looks old and dirty. It's not, it's actually not used that often. But that's just the look of carbon steel. Super strong, but takes a lot more maintenance. That edge is just wickedly thick. I don't know if you can see it at all. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I press record, so let me just double check. Okay. Good thing I did press record. That would have been a huge waste of time. This has a nice light wood handle. It's super lightweight. Carbon steel is way lighter than stainless steel. Again, carbon steel holds that edge for way longer, but it rusts super quick. So you have to be more delicate and more careful with the knife. Oh, let's see. All right, this one, I have no idea what kind of knife this is. It says Corby Hall. Don't know what that means. Pretty cool looking though. My parents got it for me when they were in Tennessee, I think. I don't think it's that expensive. It's super weird looking. It doesn't really have much of a use. It's stainless steel. I had used it a bunch. I don't know what the purpose is for. The style of knife is weird. The handle of the knife is weird. But it looks pretty cool. It's weirdly heavy. It's probably like a pound, maybe more. I don't really know how much a pound is, if I'm being honest. But this thing is really cool. Again, don't really recommend this knife because I don't really know what the use is. Like, as you can see, there's a massive difference between these two knives. And this one's Jewish compared to this knife. But this one's pretty cool. It was a gift from my parents, so obviously I always appreciate that. It has a beautiful little design on the back of the knife handle. But again, don't really recommend it because not sure what its exact purpose is, but it's cool. And if you collect knives, you have a ton of different knives that obviously have no purpose. Or not no purpose, but less of a purpose than just your average day chef's knife. All right. This one is probably my favorite knife. I got this one from Knifeware. They do a garage sale every year. I think they're based out in Canada. They're probably the best page online for knife knowledge, knife sales, pretty much everything about knives. Again, Knifeware. This has some Japanese lettering on it. This is carbon steel. It's blue carbon steel, which I think is a stronger type of carbon steel. It is a Japanese bunka knife. I don't know what that means, but that's just the style of knife. As you can see, it has that sharp edge on the top. I cut off like half my fingernail the first day I got this knife. This thing is insanely sharp. It's also just really cool looking. I think that's why it's my favorite. It's beautiful steel. As you can see, it's like that gradient steel look. And then also just that really sharp tip with this crazy sharp edge is just pretty fucking awesome. So that's my 6-inch or 7-inch Japanese bunka. I think it's called the bunka. So this is probably my second favorite knife besides my classic everyday 8-inch Shun chef's knife. This one I don't use that often because it's carbon steel, so it rusts a lot. But when I'm really trying to be more delicate and slice something like very precisely, this is always the one I grab because this thing is by far my most sharp knife. My sharpest knife. And then last but not least, I think that's everything besides this one. Last but not least, I just got this VG10 Damascus steel from a knife shop in Toledo, Spain. I was not there. My parents were kind enough to bring it back. They were there for a wedding. This thing is just like a work of art. I mean, look how beautiful that handle is. Again, don't know if you can see it, but that handle is just so cool looking. It's like a natural matte wood with a shiny green material. I have no idea what type of material that is, but maybe you can see it says Toledo Damascus Steel VG10. This is stainless steel, so you can use this every day. I've never used this until earlier tonight. I mean, I got it literally last week. Thank you to my parents for buying me this knife. I mean, awesome gift. It also has this beautiful Damascus steel look. Again, this thing's just a piece of art. I was shocked at how good this knife was. It cuts beautifully. It has a great weight, a great center of gravity to it. I thought this would just be like up on my wall as a piece of art, but this will definitely be an everyday use. My Sean is in trouble because this thing is so cool. And again, don't know if you can see, but it has this beautiful like design there. This thing really just is all around awesome. This will quickly become one of my favorite knives. So yeah, that's my knife collection. I've spent way too much time doing this video and I've spent way too much money on knives. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Nobody asked for this video. Nobody really cares about this video. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Big Boy Bites only.